Hey there, world. So I wrote a blog post earlier today, and I wanted to share it with the digital world over here. So I have some notes here, and I might be looking down, but I wanted to share it with you here on this world. So have you ever noticed how the most ridiculous over-the-top freakouts happen right before someone loses control completely? There's actually a name for this. It's called extinction burst. And basically, it's a behavior that gets way more intense right before it disappears forever. And that's exactly what we're seeing in politics, in religious institutions, and in power-hungry groups that just can't handle the change. So let's take MAGA, for example. The racism, the bigotry, the fear. It's all dialed up to like cartoonish level villainy right now because they know the world is changing. More people of color, LGBTQ folks, and marginalized communities are getting equal rights. They're gaining power and existing without their permission, and they just hate it. And so they're throwing a tantrum and trying to drag us all back to 1952. The same thing with the Utah Legislature. Power grab after power grab after power grab. It's like they looked around and thought, hey, democracy is cool and all, but have we considered just not doing it? They see their control slipping, and they're just scrambling to rig the game before they're completely outnumbered. And then there's the LDS Church. Whew. If you've been paying attention for the last 20 years, you've seen them spiral. Every time society takes a step forward towards LGBTQ rights, racial equality, or just questioning authority, they dig their heels in like a toddler, refusing to eat their vegetables. Their institutional influence, it's shrinking, and they know it. And so they're clamping down harder and harder, hoping nobody notices the cracks in the foundation. But here's the thing. This isn't strength. It's desperation. Extinction bursts are the last-ditch efforts. They're losing. They're dying. It's a dying grasp from people who know that they're losing, but they would rather light everything on fire than escape the inevitability. So, look, history has already told us how this all ends. Progress always wins. Civil rights, marriage equality, freedom of thought, these aren't fads. They are the future. The freakouts. That's what's temporary. Now, unfortunately, through the rest of all of this, the rest of us have to deal with their nonsense. They're not just screaming into the void. They're wrecking laws. They're harming communities, causing real damage on their way out. And it's like the old saying goes, when my house burns, so does yours. I just wish we could fast forward past this mess and get to this Star Trek future that we were all promised. You know, the one where humanity actually evolves and we're out exploring the stars together. Instead, we're stuck in some cursed birth of a nation reboot that none of us have really asked for. But hey, remember this. History is on our side, and let's just make sure we learn to tell it. I hate this timeline. Anyways, see you next time.